Hey YouTube, in this video I'm reviewing the Btwin Hoprider 900. I'm going to say some of the good points, some of the not so good points, and then make some alternative recommendations on what you could get for the money. Hello, by the way, from Leiden in Holland. I'm here for the Tulip Festival, which is more around Haarlem, but you can get the train to The Hague. Really recommend it if you have the chance. So I bought this bike secondhand in order to use it over a few days to basically test it out. So it's 800 euros in Belgium, France, around 700 and something in the UK. So more of a premium level for Decathlon. It's got better components than normal. So it's got hydraulic disc brakes, aluminium frame, 27 gears, and front suspension with a locking mechanism. So that's the good points basically. I was surprised you actually need hydraulic disc brakes in Holland because it's all flat. You think you're not going to be going downhill and needing to brake suddenly. But all of these cycle paths, there's so many people using them, and they're using them on with scooters, mopeds, petrol mopeds, and then strange combinations, choppers, electric choppers. So it's super busy on all the cycle paths, so you need to brake suddenly. Hydraulic disc brakes work really well. Basically, they're progressive. The harder you squeeze, the faster you stop. So I find them better than the rim brakes. 27 gears is great for all the different combinations, and the locking mechanism of the front suspension works really well. It's not got that spongy effect. It's very rigid. Some of the bad points, it's heavy. It's about, I don't know, 16, 17 kilograms, and all the weight is in the front. So when you lift it up, it kind of drops forward. I don't know if it's because you've got the dynamo there, as well as the disc brake and the suspension. The dynamo is powering the front and back lights. But whenever you lift it up, it kind of catches you off balance. Because it's heavy, it's hard to get going often. But once you do get going, you've got the momentum, and then it becomes easier to ride. The main problem I had with this bike is loads of little things just fell off or kept breaking. So you can see that the chain guard, the big plastic chain guard, that snapped basically towards the back. Couldn't fix it, just had to throw it away. The two reflectors on the front wheel fell off as well. The cable that was plugged in, that was connected to the back light from the dynamo, that fell out, and I had to kind of got some tape, and I taped it onto the frame. And loads of little things like that. And the problem is, it's not, they don't stop you from riding, but it's just awkward when you're in a group and people keep saying, hey, a bit of your bike fell off, buddy. Or strangers say, hey, you've left a bit of your bike, and you have to do the walk of shame and pick it up. So it feels like Decathlon spent most of the money for this bike on the components, disc brakes and suspension, and then all the other things, they just feel a little bit cheap. Another thing is there's these clips which hold the hydraulic cable with the fluid in that keep it onto the frame. A couple of those fell off as well, so I had to use plastic ties to put them back on basically. So yeah, all these kind of secondary components or accessories feel a little bit cheap, or it's the assembly and people that were doing it are a bit tired, not really paying attention, or it's a bit of both. So I wouldn't give a 100% recommendation for this bike. For the money, I'd probably go for Orbea Vector. I've seen them for 599 euros. It doesn't come with the mudguards, kickstand or back rack, but I'd see if I could get those from a secondary market, maybe from a third-party seller. So they'd be a bit cheaper. You just have to really make sure that they fit well. So I'd probably go for an Orbea. Another alternative would be Bergamont, this German brand. Similar to the Orbea, but it's a bit more expensive. And then finally, you could look at the Farad manufacturer. That's a lot more expensive. That's around 2,000, but that's kind of designed by couriers for like long distance, heavy use. So that's my recommendations. Hope it's useful. If so, give me a like. Any questions, please put them in the comments, and please subscribe for more bike reviews coming up. Thanks.